Violence and destruction ramped up last night in downtown Portland. It's become more clear that there are multiple groups trying to be heard in the city. There are those who want to take to the streets to fight for Black Lives Matter, and others whose message is lost in the chaos. Fox 12's Drew Reeves spoke to a sociologist about what could be driving people downtown.
Some may look at what's happening downtown and believe that everyone who is down here is only here to riot, while others say the only violence that's happening is spurred by police. Experts say the truth is in the middle, and the motivation for the separate groups downtown can be vastly different. At times, mostly peaceful protesters take to the streets of Portland, like today, to express their grievances and fight for Black Lives Matter. And others, chaos grips the city of Portland as people smash storefronts, steal items, and attempt to light fires.
So it's often kind of a complex little world when we're trying to figure out which side people are on, what their actual end game is, and is it helping or hurting their larger cause.
Randy BLAZAK is a sociology professor who says that when people go to downtown Portland, it can be easy to get swept up in the action.
It's hard not to get caught up in the kind of us versus them and battling in the streets. And when it becomes more militarized on the police side, especially with the National Guard, it brings more people in who are caught up in, especially young people who are caught up kind of in the emotional battle of social justice in the streets.
But he says people clearly have different ideas about how to get that message of social justice across.
There are people who have the desire to express their grievances about what's happening in the world, including the election and including policing issues. There are people who are more extreme who believe that the only way to bring attention to issues in a real meaningful way is to literally light fires, to sort of smash things and get the attention, to force the conversation.
And then he says there are some who have no interest in any kind of message at all.
And then there are also, and we have seen this across the country, what we would call agent provocateurs, people who show up who don't really care about the cause or may actually be opposed to the cause to create destruction, to bring sort of negative attention.
And he says polls show that the violence has not sat well with many.
But there has been kind of a shift away from sympathy or support for the cause around defunding the police or addressing the issue of police brutality as the violence has ramped up.
And today, Governor Kate Brown released a statement saying that two groups gathered in Portland last night. One, a peaceful group, and one, a group of anarchists there to cause destruction. She said, quote, "Indiscriminate destruction solves nothing. These are acts of privilege." She went on to say that she will do everything in her power to keep the peace in Portland. Reporting in downtown, Drew Reeves, Fox 12 Oregon.